Hi, Carol. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and talk with me today. I would just really like you to start off by just giving an introduction of yourself, your full name, a bit about what you do for a living, and then about your family life.
So my name is Carol Lee Horn. I turned 50 last year. And I had my first mammogram last year. So that was a huge thing. I work at a sports arena, so I run around all day, never have any spare time. I'm not married. I don't have any kids, only fur babies. I just generally just run around and I'm a busy person all the time.
All right, Carol, I would like you now to take us back in time. It's, I think, a little more than a year ago. Just when your journey started, what led up to your diagnosis?
So basically, I had been meaning to go for a mammogram for the longest time, but I actually don't have medical aid. So I kept on putting it off and putting it off. And then I knew that Mediclinic in Milton here does a special in October for mammograms. So obviously I'd actually got the referral from my doctor in the January already, but I was waiting and waiting for the month of October because that's when they have the specials. And I basically went for my first mammogram and it was awful, horrible. And then they obviously saw something, and then they did an ultrasound for me, and then they sent me to Vincent Pallotti to get a to get a sample, and that was horrible. It's like a mammogram, just worse. And I'd actually torn my ligaments in my foot, so I was on crutches, and I passed out.
Oh,
In the, I still said to the lady, I'm going to get sick and I'm going to pass out. But they were so nice, I promise you. And I was laying on their floor in the room where they took the sample from.
okay, the biopsy, right?
The biopsy, yeah.
Okay, sure.
And then from there, like I said, I don't have medical aid. So they obviously sent the information to my doctor. And I went in to see her, and she said to me, she didn't even give me a chance to say anything, actually. She just said to me, I'm going to book you into hospital. So I was like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah.
But basically, on the 2nd of March last year, I was booked in for an op. So it's a year ago on Saturday.
Sure.
And they removed four growths from my boobs. It was quite scary though, because so then they removed the 4 growths, and then I actually didn't realize where I was at until I went back for my checkup of my wound checkup, and then they sent me to oncology, and I was like, what am I doing here? And that's the first time I actually clicked. Shit,
No.
there's something wrong.
Oh, so they never told you to your face, listen.
No, I didn't, but I didn't. I don't think I comprehended where I was at, because there was this nice lady that came into the hospital and I had the op, and she says, let me speak to you about cancer. And I was like, no, I don't have cancer. You know what I mean? And then the first time I knew it was when I went to the oncology and they said to me, this is what you've got. And I was like, oh, sherbet. And then obviously I had to go for radiation. And I did that every day for 3 weeks. But yeah.
Sure, Carol. So what went through your head when you realized, sure, I've got cancer?
Well, I still told my boss, no, I'll be quick. I'll come back. Don't worry. And my friend in the office was like, no, I don't think so. And then I came back and I was like, I have breast cancer. I can't believe this. It was just overwhelming because it never even crossed my mind.
Sure.
It was horrible.
Shame,
But
Carol.
the whole process was actually, I was scared and I didn't know what to expect, but everybody's been nice. The hospitals, you guys, the doctors, everybody.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. It just makes it easier, right? Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Because you actually don't know what to do and what to think, and you don't know what the right choice is. Because then when I went back to the cancer department at Schoonees, they said to me, the way forward is either we give you radiation or we give you a mastectomy. And then I was like, how do you choose this? You know what I mean? And I said to them, I'll do the radiation. And I'm actually so glad I did, because I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure you would get to live with it, but I just can't imagine, having my boobs taken.
Yeah. So you're fortunate that
it was quite overwhelming
to choose, actually. Yeah.
Because there were so many ladies in the hospital there that didn't have a choice.
Yeah, that's
true. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And you know what was nice? All of the ladies in the waiting room, it didn't matter where they came from. Everyone was beautiful to everybody else, because everyone was in the same boat.
Yeah, wow.
And you kind of saw the same people every time you went back for your checkups and stuff. And so you kind of got to know them. So
that's special.
It was a horrible experience, but it wasn't a bad one. If you know what I mean.
I get you. Yeah. Wow, Carol. All right. So, do you have any family history of cancer?
You know what? My mom's sister died of breast cancer, but it was so long ago. But I think it was when I was like a baby still. So I didn't even think of that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no immediate, not your mom or your gran or nobody else. Wow. Yeah. No, then it is.
Out of my whole family, and we've got lots of cousins and stuff, it's just been this aunt that died, and then I had it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. Yeah. All right, Carol. So, So they said, yeah, you have to choose, and you chose radiation. Can you just explain a bit how radiation works, and did you experience any side effects?
Horrid. So radiation is so strange. And the one thing you have to get used to at the hospitals is being sort of naked in front of everybody.
Right.
It's the weirdest thing on earth. So radiation, you've got to lay on this weird bed with your arms stretched in weird angles. So they first send you for a CT scan, and they give you these little tiny tattoos. So I've got 4 little tattoos on my chest. And then that's what they line the radiation parameters upward. Okay? And you have to go every single day, and you're not allowed to move. And do you know how many times I moved? I was just, because you can't help it. Your arm goes numb or your hair gets itchy. But yeah, so you go in there and you're in the room alone, and you just hear all these weird noises. So with the radiation, you can't use soap and stuff like that. So they give you this cornflower, little bottle of cornflower stuff that you put on your boobs and stuff. I actually have scars because I got burnt quite badly. But I mean, yeah, and the whole underneath of my arm got burnt and blistered, and it was, but it's all healed now. I just have scars and 4 little weird tattoos.
Okay. All right. And then you went for 3 weeks, right? Monday to Friday.
Every single day for 3 weeks.
Okay. All right.
And it makes you feel a little bit sick though, like physically, but I think it was all the nerves and stuff as well. But you don't feel anything, you don't see anything. It's weird. And I still said to them, how do you know it's working? They just said, no, they know. Okay. I was like, okay.
You just trust them, it works. Well done, really, well done for completing your treatment. And I know you recently went for your checkup, right? I'm waiting patiently. Did you get good news?
I did get good news. They said I was all good. Right. Obviously, I'm on medication for I think 6 years, and I have two checkups a year for obviously going forward. So I've got to go. I belong to the special breast clinic at Curtis here, and I belong to obviously the cancer ward, and I have to go there for checkups every year.
Okay, all right. No, I trust you.
Yeah, but I'm so thankful. You have no idea.
Oh, that's wonderful, Carol. Carol, can you now share your just your experience with us. I see you are a long-standing client of ours. I saw that you joined in 2007. So yeah, just to share your experience with us right from the beginning and up until recently when you had to claim with us.
Okay, so I joined, I don't know why, but I did. It was actually more for my boyfriend because he's got quite a sickly family. And so I just paid my premiums every month and that religiously for many, many years. And I actually wasn't even going to contact you guys because obviously it never occurred to me. But then obviously with the medical bills, because I don't have medical aid, it was expensive. So I thought, oh, my boyfriend said to me and my mom said to me, just give them a call and see what they say. And then I spoke to this lovely lady called Leandi, Janssen van Rensburg, I think.
Leandi, yes, yes.
And she actually was so nice. She explained to me stuff that I didn't know. Because you never think to use these policies. But she explained so nicely to me about this is what will happen if this happens, and like the heart thing if you've got the DCIS, which is what I had, or the full payment for the full bone cancer. And then she said to me, obviously your bonus, your no claim bonus falls away because you have claim. But she was so nice and she explained everything so nicely to me that I actually understood. Then obviously I had to get all the paperwork together for the claim. The only problem I actually had was with the doctors, because you struggle to get information out of them. And like I said to you, I didn't click until like later on in the whole process what was actually going on. And then I had to get histologies and doctor's reports and all that from the hospital. And that was a bit of a struggle because they're so busy and they're so understaffed. And for critical care, you've got to kind of go there physically to them to do anything.
Okay. But
once I had the information, they processed it straight away. And I got such a surprise when I saw the money. I thought, what? Is this real? And then I was so surprised. You have no idea. So yeah, it was, and everyone that I've dealt with from Platinum Life has been so nice and so helpful and so kind of understanding, which made it a lot easier for me because I wasn't speaking to someone who was speaking over my head and using big words that I didn't understand. And Leandi actually explained everything so nicely. And then I kind of knew where I stood.
Right, that's wonderful. Yeah, Leandi is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. No, I'm very glad to hear that. And so with your payouts, Carol, did it mainly go to your medical bills, or was there something else you could do with it if you want to share it with us?
Okay, so I had used my credit card for my medical bills. Okay. Because obviously I paid every time. So with my money that you guys gave me, I am actually going to invest in property. So I've been saving as a deposit on a piece of property for my future.
Wow, that's amazing. So, sure.
Yeah, so I'm not quite there yet because I'm trying to accumulate a deposit, which is part of that. But yes, that's what you guys are going to help me do. And I'm very excited and nervous all over again, but it's just such a rainbow at the end of the tunnel, you know what I mean? Oh. So I'm very excited.
Oh, I'm excited with you.
Yeah. So you, for starters, follow up on me, which is great, and check in with me. I got a beautiful gift. I think it was at Christmas, not Christmas time, but somewhere around there. I got a beautiful gift box full of goodies from you guys. And it was also such a nice surprise. And there was just so much cool stuff in there. I was just like, whoa, whoa. Like so excited. So that was so nice. And then it's just so nice that you guys actually follow up, like you care. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that because it was a horrible experience and it's just nice to know that you're not alone, kind of thing.
It's really a pleasure, Carol, really, truly. All right, and lastly, Carol, what advice would you give to other people who have just been diagnosed with cancer, and to other people who may think, well, you know, it's not in my family, it's not going to happen to me?
I would say to people, definitely get mammograms. You know what I mean? It just happens, like everything happens so suddenly. But at least if you know where you stand from the beginning, it makes life easier. I know that's not that simple because they are very expensive. But definitely, if you especially if you've got a history in your family of cancers and stuff, get it checked out. You know, because I think I'm so lucky because they found it when they did. If I had waited another year, I think it would have been way worse. So yes, I think, and the thing is, I put it off and put it off, but obviously that was my time to do it. Do you know what I mean? Because I've been putting it off for years.
Sure.
So I'm just so thankful that I did do it. And if you get that diagnosis, just you have to take every day as it comes because you actually have no idea and you don't know what to expect and you don't know where it's going to go. You just have to just keep smiling because you're not alone. There's so many people that are affected. It's unbelievable. And once you've got it, your eyes get opened so much of all the people that do have breast cancer. And like I said, in my experience, I came off so lucky. But everyone I've met has always been happy and positive, and I think that's super important because there's nothing you can do about it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's already there. You have to just take it as it comes and just deal with it. That's all I can say.
Yes, yes. And thank you for that, Carol. And thank you for your time once again. And I'm so super happy with and grateful with you about your good news. And as I said, I trust and believe that with each and every checkup, it will bring the same good news for you. All right.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Yes, no, definitely.
And thank you for you guys, and thank you for checking in. It's so nice. I don't know how to explain that, but it is just so nice.